They say welcome home, but this is the first time people actually got to play Resident Evil 7, unless they were at like an E3 show or something like that. They say the game is still in development, but the game's been out for a couple of years. Gotta love that RE engine. Makes things so realistic. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome to Resident Evil 7, The Beginning Hour. This is the demo for Resident Evil 7 that was gradually updated into what it is right now that you can download. It's a nice little teaser.
Ow! Keep still. Damn it.
Now, I know a few of you will be wondering, why are we talking over the Resident Evil 7 demo? A lot of the aspects you're going to see in this demo did actually make it to the final game. In fact, this should look very familiar. If you watched Update 1-1, you know exactly where this is, but we've been put in a different spot. I also wanted to show how Capcom decided to essentially advertise Resident Evil 7 when not a lot of people knew much about it. There was an original demo after E3 where people could play it on PlayStation Plus. If you had a membership, you could play the demo early. It was a short little demo. It had an interesting ending. But the thing is, Capcom kept updating the demo. That was the interesting thing. If you played the original versions, you knew that there was a puzzle that could not be solved. There are also a few aspects that are a little creepier here in the demo that didn't make it back to the original game. The main puzzle people were trying to figure out was this. The dummy finger! Who knows what the dummy finger does? Well, it did nothing in the first update. It was a red herring. And the best part is they actually used this dummy finger in the special edition of RE7 and turned it into a flash drive. That's what it does! It stores up to 2 gigs! I also wanted to show this off just to essentially look back a little bit. Because it's not too often that game developers release a demo and then continuously update it. Of course, there's a lot of stuff that you're seeing here now that you've already seen in Episode 1. But just imagine having to go through a bunch of different parts of the demo, having an update a few months later, and then getting another final update before the game's release. And the cool thing is, I only played the first build. I actually streamed it back when it was first released. And then they changed it more. And those were the updates that I never saw. So what you're seeing here is the Midnight build. This is the final build, and you can actually still download it today. And there is actually a small reason why you would want to. This first part of the beginning hour demo, we're going to do this in 3 parts. This first one is showing off the bad ending. There's a little more gore on the floor than the original game. Or the final game. And this is our goal. We could get out if we had a key, so we need to find the door key. How many people with face cams do you think that freaked out? Oh my god, it's a moldy baby doll! Yeah, okay. What I like about specifically the first build and then what we have now with the final build is how everyone finally saw Resident Evil in first person. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And then you actually play it and notice that the sound design is top-notch. This is why I'm advertising this Let's Play as best listened to with headphones. Not to listen to my silky smooth voice, but to hear everything in the background. The demo specifically has bangs, crashes, people walking all over the place. And it's all directional audio. So if your character, are looking towards the sound, you can hear it more clearly. But if you're wearing headphones, sometimes you'll hear it right behind you. This was also a good experiment to see, what if you put Resident Evil back into horror and in first person? And what if you also messed with the player? Ah, it's dummy. I hate it. I hate it when things start looking at me when I'm not looking. That's unfortunately one thing that didn't come back, that didn't go to the final game, were just the small little messings with the player. That was probably my favorite part, while trying to figure out the final puzzle, which, turns out, had no solution until another update came by. This door was never accessible in the first build, I remember that. Well, now that we have the derelict footage, we can take a look at it. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be scared. Oh my god!
Give me a break, Pete. Hey, I only work with...
If you've already seen the Sewer Gator tape from the first update, you can go ahead and skip to this time slot right here, but I do want to shed some light on this demo just a little bit more, and everything happens in here. If you happen to play this demo multiple times, sometimes you will look in specific places and find a ghost. That was one of the mysteries to trying to solve the final puzzle. What happens if you see the ghost? Do you get something different? Well, to my knowledge, no. It was just a fun little background extra. But I also wanted just to talk over this because the beginning hour has a couple extra scenes that shows the fate of the Sewer Gators. We never found out what happened to them during the main game. Kinda. You find out the fate of one of them, but the other two? Well, we know how Andre's fate ends here at the end of this derelict house footage.
All right, let's go.
But we never found out what happened to this guy here trying to open the door. Oh, hold on, break and entering.
It's locked. After you.
I do enjoy the dialogue that goes on between these two.
Do you ever prep?
Don't you ever prep? What's to prep?
Ooh, is it haunted?
Weekend sub, Pete.
Fuck me. I was an anchor, you know?
Weekend sub, Pete. Not anchor.
What's that?
Nothing.
The sting of that. What's that? It's just so fantastic.
What's the story, Andre?
Abandoned farmhouse, missing family, foul play suspected. The usual.
How long
If my memory serves me correctly, this part where you're playing as Clancy, in the first version of the demo, there actually was an option to open up the drawer, and you could find a weapon for Ethan.
Not hillbillies, the Bakers. Jack and Marguerite Baker.
And actually that still holds true in the final build, except it's not Clancy that opens the drawer. It's actually or Ethan or whoever you're playing as. according to Capcom, that you would be playing as a different character by the end. And there goes Andre. By the way, if you try to follow Andre, you run into invisible walls until Pete goes past it. So no, you cannot follow Andre, especially if you know what happens.
What do you think? Andre?
That's another aspect we're going to get into here near the end, where, depending on how you play, and depending on what you know ahead of time, it changes the entire outcome of the demo. And I was really, really hoping that they would be able to do that in Resident Evil 7, the final build, because that would have changed everything. Just imagine if you changed one thing, or if you came in with prior knowledge, we'd basically be playing a Zero Escape game. But unfortunately, a lot of the stuff is scripted, there's only one pathway, but here in the beginning hour, because it's such a short dive into the game, you can kind of mess around with it.
Andre?
And trust me, the game will mess around with you too.
Fuck is he?
Because this right here, the path we're doing, this is the easy stuff. There is actually a surprising amount of difficulty when trying to see everything that beginning hour has to offer.
What the hell?
Wait for it.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Huh.
Alright, new deal.
There's a lever under here.
Andre, and we go.
I bet a lot of people didn't expect that. Gee, I wonder if we finish the demo, go back, and figure that puzzle out before watching the derelict tape, would it change the outcome? Yes, it does. Yes, it totally does. And that's what I wanted in the final game. It'd be so amazing. Alright, we're about to wrap up the Sewer Gator tape, and this is actually how you do get the bad ending. You have to watch the tape and basically have it tell you the solution to the puzzle.
Coming down the ladder.
Doing that changes what happens next. So we're actually going to go down here, and I actually do like this reveal. It's effective, because, you know, you got the light and everything, and the lighting is just perfect, and then you turn around and you say, oh, hey, wait, I know that guy. Let's go ahead and pick him off of his pipe gag. And we basically never see the Sewer Gators again, except for the beginning cutscene, and the cutscene you get when you get an ending. Specifically, the one you get when you get the bad ending. Well, now that we know the ending of the puzzle here, let's go ahead and solve it. Down underneath, pull this. Oh, and the hamster starts running in Clancy's mind. Oh yeah, I did do that. I wonder... Oh. Well, that wasn't there before. But what is here now is the backdoor key. We can escape! Yay! It's just a regular key. I do like the descriptions of all the items, basically. Well, that looks familiar. I wonder if they'll use that in the opening of the main game. I really like that effect, because if you are running towards the door, and you see Jack walk by, I guarantee almost every gamer, especially if they have a presence on YouTube, stop and just, like, openly gasp, going, oh no! But yeah, that's a very effective scare, just having something slightly go in the background. It's my favorite kind of horror. Oh, excuse me. Ah! Oh my god! Okay, don't worry, I won't be doing that the entire time. I just really like making fun of face cam LPers. go ahead and escape. There's nothing else for us to do.
Welcome to the family, son.
Still. We gotta get the hell out of here. Come on.
And now you kind of see why I wanted to connect this along with the first episode. Welcome to the family, son. Getting punched by Jack. And seeing what looks like Mia take out Pete of the Sewer Gators. So that's 2 of them dead, so there's a 3rd Sewer Gator running around. Oh, and Capcom, you think I want to join that ambassador program. You're hilarious. I won't be doing that. But next time on Resident Evil 7 The Beginning Hour, it'll all make sense when you see a second update pop up, because it'll have to do with what happens in the main game. So I will see you guys next time.